Hey, what's going on everybody? Today I got something really special for you. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at and unboxing the Hi-Nu Gundam Ver.Ka Master Grade. Now, let me grab it real quick and get it up on the desk right here. This one should be a little bit easier to film than the Sazabi because the box is noticeably much smaller. It's still a decently sized box considering it is a Master Grade, but it's a lot smaller than the Sazabi's box. I really wanted to get the normal new Gundam Ver.Ka to go with the Sazabi, but they only had the Hi-Nu at the store, so I figured I'd pick this one up because I like it just as much. Also, sorry for the delay between videos. I know it's been a while. I had some stuff come up. I lost my job, so that kind of threw a wrench into things for a while. In my downtime, though, I still have been filming a few videos. I just haven't gotten around to voicing and editing and uploading all of them yet. So before I unbox the Hi-Nu, I just wanted to show off this little thing I just got. Just came in the mail from Amazon today. It's a runner organizer, and this is actually really cool. I think it's going to be really helpful. As you can see here, I have a pretty limited workspace, so anything that helps me organize and take advantage of the space that I have is a big help. If you want to pick one up for yourself, I believe they're about $15 on Amazon. You could probably honestly just make one for yourself. I really didn't feel like doing that. It was pretty cheap. Unfortunately, it didn't have Prime shipping, but it came pretty fast anyway. And yes, I still am filming on the same phone. I haven't gotten a dedicated video camera yet, unfortunately, so I'm still going to be having issues with video quality and some problems getting the files onto my computer, so please bear with me. I apologize for that again. Hopefully in the future I'll have an option to have much better video quality from an actual video camera, but right now I don't have the means to purchase one, so I have to work with what I have. Something you might notice in this video while I'm unboxing is, yes, I did ditch the gloves from the last two videos. Yeah, I really did like the look of them. I liked the more professional look that they kind of gave the videos, at least in my opinion. However, wearing them kind of prevented me from gripping a lot of parts. It just kind of made using my hands a little bit harder than it needed to be. And when you're dealing with a lot of small parts, that can really kind of get in the way and hinder the process of making the video. So from here on out, I'm probably not going to be using gloves. So here's the front of the box. We can see a nice full image of the Hi-Nu Gundam with kind of a lighter image of it in the back in classic Ver.Ka box art style. If we flip it on its side, we will see basically the same image just blown up a little bit. Flipping it to the next side, we can see a bunch of text that honestly I couldn't tell you what this says right here. An image of the Hi-Nu Gundam with all the decals applied, with its funnels all out and deployed on its stand, and then next to it is just some more information about the mobile suit. The last side just kind of gives us a little preview of all of the opening hatches, all of the moving parts and gimmicks on this kit, as well as a nice look at the front and back of the Hi-Nu and the accessories that it comes with. So that's about it for all of the things that the box has to offer. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Alright, there's the lid off, and here's what we can see upon first opening the box. At first glance, what we can see is a lot of white parts, some really cool looking purple, a little bit of yellow, and a really neat translucent teal plastic. I'm going to go ahead right now and use my X-Acto to open up all these bags and show off the runners individually instead of just showing them in the bags last time. Somebody said that the light was kind of reflecting off of the plastic and making it a little hard to see the parts, so we're going to be taking a look at the runners out of the bags this time. Before we take a look at the runners, let's have a quick little look at the instruction manual. On the front, as usual, we have a picture of the mobile suit with a little bit of information about it at the top. And basically on the back, we have the same things we saw with the Sazabi, just a little bit of information and the mobile suit's name. Opening it up to the first page, we are treated with some nice little concept art for the Hi-Nu Gundam. And if we open up this section further, we can see some 3D models and pictures of the completed kit. This kit has quite a few runners, but nowhere near as much as the Sazabi, so I don't think it'll take me anywhere near as long to snap together. That's really basically all there is to see in the instruction manual, so let's move on to checking out the runners. Before we get into the runners, I forgot to show off the decal sheet. We just have some foil stickers for the eyes and camera right here, and a very large sheet of water slide decals. Alright, now we can get into looking at the runners. Let's take a look at those right now. So first off, we have the base of the stand that this kit comes with, and yes, this kit does come with the stand. It's really cool. It also has mounting arms for the funnels, and we'll see those later. The base of the stand is in the shape of Amuro's logo, which I think is a really nice touch. Here we have the E-runners, which are both identical. This runner contains all white plastic, and we can see some parts for the shoulders, the legs, and the skirting. There's also some outer arm parts here as well. Right here we have the A runner, and yeah, I'm not doing these in alphabetical order, I'm just doing them in whatever order I can pull them out of the box, sorry. But this runner, as you can see, is molded with multiple colors. We have some colorless clear and clear green, we have some purple, and we have some yellow. It looks like this clear green is going to be for the pilot cockpit. I'm hoping that they actually end up putting the cockpit inside of the mobile suit, unlike what they did with the Sazabi, where it was just like some kind of accessory that just sits on the outside and doesn't actually go in the mobile suit at all. Moving on, we have the L runners. These are two more runners that are identical. We have some silverish gray. These parts are looking like they're going to make up a lot of the inner frame. This is probably going to be a majority for the legs. You can see a lot of joint parts for knees and for what looks like to be the hip joints. There's a couple of parts that look like they're going to be for vent details and stuff like that as well. Onto the C runner, we have a lot more white plastic, and it looks like we've got a lot of parts for the waist, the side skirting, the front and back skirting, and that little thing that juts out of his back between the funnel racks. I'm not really sure what it's called. We also get part of the fin. I almost called it a V fin, but I guess it's more of like a W looking thing. It's got 4 prongs instead of 2. And we get a seated pilot figure of Amuro Ray. There are also a lot of parts for the sides, back, and front of the head as well. Along with the seated pilot figure of Amuro Ray, we also get a standing figure, as you usually do with most Master Grade kits, at least most modern ones. So that's going to be about it for the C runner. Let's move on to the next one. Next runner we have is the J runner. More gray plastic, more inner frame parts. Not a whole lot going on here. We can see a bulk of the inner frame of the pelvic region, more parts for the front, back, and side skirting, and a bunch of other miscellaneous inner frame parts. Now moving on to the H runner, again more white plastic and 2 more identical runners. These runners contain parts for all of the funnels, the 2 funnel racks, and all of the parts for the fuel tanks. I can already tell these are going to be nicer to build than the Sazabi's ones because, for one, they're white plastic and stress marks don't show up that much on white plastic as opposed to darker color plastic, and also the way these fuel tank parts are gated as opposed to the way the Sazabi's were gated is a lot smarter, and it'll allow for a lot less visible stress marks and nub marks. Now onto the F runners. The F runners are 2 more identical runners that contain only parts for the funnels. There are 6 runners in total, and the F runners contain the majority of the parts for all of them, minus a few differently colored parts. And speaking of color, the F runner is actually a different colored white than the other ones. It might not show up on the camera, but it's a very subtle color separation. The F runner has a bit more of a grayish white to it than rather just the clear, plain, flat white that we've seen in the runners prior. The I runners are 2 more identical runners that contain more parts for all 6 funnels. These ones, unlike the F runner, have a flat white, not a grayish white. So that's going to be nice to see that subtle color separation on all of the funnels. Here we have the M1 runner. It's a pretty small runner and it contains a lot of tiny little details. And that's what comprises most of this runner. It's just little details. This one I believe is also in a bit of a grayish white instead of a flat white. The M2 runner contains mostly the same parts, but I'm assuming that because it's labeled differently that there are a couple differences between the two, probably parts that are just mirrored to retain symmetry on the build. Here we have the G runner. This is in a light gray color, and we have a lot of parts for the beam launcher and the beam rifle that comes with the kit. In fact, weapon and gear parts are basically the majority, if not all, of this runner. We can also see some inner parts of the shield as well. And speaking of parts for the weapons and the shield, up next we have the D runner, which contains the outer parts for the shield and the weapons. We can see the body of the beam launcher, the top half of the beam rifle, the bulk of the front of the shield, all of the beam saber handles, and what looks to be some part of the backpack. Moving on to the K runners, we have 2 more identical runners and more gray plastic. These ones contain a lot of joint parts, a lot of parts for the inner frame, and mostly they contain the joints for the funnels. Here we have 2 more identical runners. The B runners give us more purple plastic. We have some parts for the shoulders here, a lot of parts for the funnel racks, but the majority is parts for the shoes and the bottom of the feet. Here we have our beam sabers, 2 of them, in a nice light blue translucent plastic. And right here we have our pre-molded hands. These are basically the same things we saw on the Sazabi, but if you look at the molding, there are some subtle differences. The fingers are a little bit pointier, and I think the wrist joints have been improved. It is a newer kit, so I'm expecting to see some engineering improvements on this one. Up next we have the polycaps. Not really much to talk about here. They're just polycaps. You get them in almost every kit. And now we have the R runner. The R runner is made up entirely of clear colorless plastic. It makes up the 2-segment arm of the stand that comes with the kit, and it also comes with many arms to hold up each of the funnels in a flight position. Each clear funnel support arm has 3 individual points of articulation and can be snapped onto the back of the stand in order to support the funnels. I love it when Master Grades come with stands. I like to display my kits in cool flying poses that they normally couldn't do standing on the ground, so anytime it comes with a stand is a really nice touch, and I really do appreciate it. And there you have it, everybody. That is everything that the Master Grade Hi-Nu Ver.Ka comes with straight out of the box. I'm sorry this video took so long to come out. As I said earlier, I've had quite a few things come up and I've been a bit busy lately, so making YouTube videos has been a bit of a back burner priority for me right now. However, I still have a ton of videos that I really want to make, unboxings, reviews, etc. For the time being, I'm probably going to be doing mainly unboxings and focus on reviews later, as I still really don't have a proper dedicated area to film reviews in, and I think once I get that, that'll make it a lot easier to get those out a little bit quicker. I might review some smaller kits like high grades and real grades, but master grades and perfect grades might have to wait. So if you don't see a review of the Hi-Nu Ver.Ka coming out on my channel anytime soon, that doesn't mean there won't be one, it just probably means I'm waiting until I can do it at a better time. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, thoughts, critiques, make sure to leave those in the comments below, and leave a like if you want to, because it really does help me grow my channel. Anyways, until next time, keep your eyes to the skies. This has been UC Gundam, signing out.